Hello everybody, hello there. It's Kelvin here, and I'm joined as always by Crease.
Hello.
Hello, Crease. Just begin with a little explanation of how this show works. Crease has compiled a list of topics, of news stories, of hypothetical questions that he has accumulated over the course of the last week, and he comes to me to hold my interest with those subjects. And as soon as I grow bored with them, I ring my bell, and he moves on to the next topic on his list. So, Crease, what is your first topic of the day?
I'd like to. I don't know if we have a sting for this. It's things Crease has done this week. This week, Kelvin, I gave birth. No, I didn't. I was going to say I gave birth to a cow, but that's completely wrong. I didn't.
That really would be a story. Crease, things Crease learnt this week that I am a cow.
No, I didn't. I was a what do you call it? A midwife. I was a cow midwife this week.
Okay.
One of the cows at work gave birth.
Yes.
She's technically still a heifer because they're a heifer until they've had 2 babies.
Is that really true? That's an interesting
true.
fact.
There you are.
That's an interesting fact.
You can't really. You have to ring.
Next topic.
Cows. When it has one baby, it's a heifer when it's born. If it's a lady. And it has to have 2 babies before it's officially called a cow. Anyway, I'm getting off the point here. I was a cow midwife. I had to help the cow. It was struggling, and I helped the cow give birth. I created life in many ways.
No, you didn't. You ensured that you ensured. That's okay. You did that. You prevented death, but you didn't.
I created life.
Oh, okay. No, all right. Fair enough.
And I was just wondering how you would help a cow to give birth. So picture the scene.
To what?
To a calf.
Right.
So baby calf is coming out, but you notice the cow is in serious labour issues. I'm wondering how you would go about birthing a cow.
How would I birth a cow?
How would you birth a cow?
A calf.
A calf.
Because I think if the cow was giving birth to a second equally large cow...
Oh, it'd be horrific.
It would be... Basically, the cow would double in size spontaneously.
Oh, it'd be horrible.
And then split in half down the middle, and like a Russian doll, the second, slightly smaller cow would step out.
But like a crab with its shell.
Yes.
It would leave the old hollow cow behind.
It would, yes.
And a second cow would step out. No,
the fresh cow.
Fresh cow.
Yes.
Fully grown and ready to... Yeah. No, I'm talking about a calf. A small baby cow.
Like a piglet, but for cows.
Exactly.
Like a piglet
Squeals
for cows.
out.
Right.
So obviously, initially,
yes,
you see the ooze. There is a considerable ooze come out.
Right, do you?
And then the hooves come out. Thank God humans
They come out first, do they,
the hooves come out,
unless
it's gone wrong.
Them?
No,
like fingers prying open the cow's vagina?
No, it doesn't sort of... Yeah, it doesn't sort of star jump out of it.
No, right, okay.
It doesn't literally just hold, a strong man, holding the sides and
holding open the walls of the vulva.
No. It literally... It basically comes out in a diving position. It's like the Tom Daly, just comes out with arms out first.
Yes.
His little hooves. And then its head comes out, usually with its tongue sticking out. They're always born with their tongue sticking out. There's another interesting fact for you. Don't know why. Cows are always born with their tongue sticking out.
Maybe cows have very delicious vaginas.
Maybe they do.
I
can't say I've ever sampled one. But...
Maybe that's the thing. People all these years, we've been trying their meat and their milk, but actually the most delicious part of the cow is actually the
vaginal
slimy wall of a birthing cow's vagina.
It's a new caviar. It's a new caviar.
Rich people gathering around, lapping at the walls, taking it in turns. Your turn, darling. Yes.
Oh, it really is exquisite.
It's absolutely delicious. Okay, well, let's assume that's not the case.
But suddenly you notice that the calf is in distress. The cow's in distress. Yes. The calf's in distress. What do?
Well, okay. So am I to understand then from what you just said? That you don't actually have to get involved all the time. It's only if it becomes a problem that you have to get involved.
They wouldn't have survived very long if every time a cow gave birth it had to have medical attention.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Before humans existed, there would have been a single cow.
There would have been one cow in history.
One solitary cow from the pre-early cow, the origin of cows.
Yes.
The sort of the missing link of the cow species. Yeah. He would have given birth, or she would have given birth to the first cow. And then
instantly died.
And then that would be it. There would be no more.
No. She would have got halfway out, both of them would have died.
Both of them would have died.
But not now, Kevin, because you're in the way.
Because
you
now
can help.
I'm here.
You can intervene.
I can take its little hooves and guide it into the light.
Is that what you would do? You would hold it by the hooves?
Okay, well, my first thought then would be, do you have to put the cow's body in some sort of a clamp?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because there is actually a thing called a carving aid. Well, no, I don't want to tell you about this. I want to see how you would do it.
Do you have to put it in some kind of like a swing? Like, not like a sex swing, but like the similar sort of idea, like a big, not a leather swing, that really would be taking the piss with a cow.
Sure, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Just like a big kind of a flap of material, like a flap of material.
So you put the sling under, the cow sling?
I would put a cow sling
under.
How
tight is a sling? I mean, is it squeezing? Is it
just
gently
enough to hold it in
pulsating?
place. No,
it's not pulsating. You wouldn't tighten, you wouldn't ratchet the thing up to sort of squeeze the baby out.
No, I'm not trying to squeeze the cow. I'm just trying to hold the cow, the hilt of the cow in place, so that I can access the vagina and baby therein.
Would you tip it?
I would maybe tip
the head, ratchet the head up.
Yes, lift the head of the cow,
and then hope that it just slid out.
Gravity will force more of the calf out.
Okay.
Than previously was visible.
Okay.
And I would take it by its little hooves.
Yes.
Not by its hooves, but by the upper arm, shall we say?
The
upper arm of the front leg.
A front leg. Okay.
And I would carefully pull forth the calf.
Okay.
Gradually.
Yes.
In order to get it out.
I understand.
You don't want to pull too fast.
No.
Because you might end up with...
You might pull
all of the cow.
Backdraft.
You might pull the calf out.
Yep.
And also the lower half of the cow off.
Intestines.
You might rip that off.
Intestines would fly out behind it.
It would
cause
split.
a vacuum.
Yes.
Oh, God, that would be horrific.
You don't want that.
No, we don't want that. No.
I mean, that's it. I don't know anymore. What else is there to do?
Genuinely, there's a thing called a carving aid. And I'm trying to think I can describe this on a non-visual medium.
Is it like a strap? Is it like a strap
that
yanks out?
But you're close.
Do you have to attach it to a car?
If you can imagine a C-shaped piece of metal, the size of a cow's bottom, right?
Right.
And it's a metal thing that goes, and it slots in behind the cow's bottom.
Yes.
And there is a ratchet on top of it.
Yes.
And you attach a bit of rope around the upper leg, as you're absolutely right, or the lower leg actually, it is around the lower leg, just above the hooves, or lower leg of under. And then you literally ratchet the cow out. And
you slowly screw the calf out.
Doesn't twist it though.
No twisting.
No twisting. It's a direct pull.
It's not like trying to take the lid off a bottle of fizzy pop.
No, because of course someone might have shook the cow up beforehand.
Yes.
I mean, that would be disgusting. You'd be covered in
be
effluence.
Hosed down in delicious cow vagina juice.
Yes.
Yes.
And you ratchet the cow out until it plops out on the floor. That's disgusting.
Thank you for teaching us, Grace.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you so
Every
much.
day's a school day.
Every day's a school day. Well, we've all learned something here today. We can all go to bed easy now.
Next up, Kevin. Well, I need my little sound effect. Have you got my sound effects ready?
I can have them ready. Yes.
Now, Kelvin, we're going to talk about national news. Right. Well, Kelvin, as I'm sure you are not aware in the slightest, because you have no interest in such things. You're
not going to win me over by insulting me before you've even started.
Well, this week has seen an exciting development in the world of physics.
I'll be the judge of that.
Because in America, they have almost perfected nuclear fusion. Are you familiar with nuclear fusion?
Not intimately, but I'm aware of it.
You understand the difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion?
No, not really. I don't. Nor do I really need to know.
It's very quick, very simple.
Go on.
Nuclear fission is where you're cutting particles in half and harnessing the energy from that.
Right.
But it's incredibly destructive. It's why the atom bomb and the hydrogen bomb.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I did know that.
Throwing an atom in produces a lot of waste and a lot of bad things. Nuclear fusion is what occurs in stars, like our sun, where basically it's atoms bonding together and releasing excess energy from the bonds as they form and harnessing that energy. However, it is currently very energy intensive, and that basically means that at the minute, to make a fusion reaction occur on Earth, we have to put more energy in than we do getting out of it. However, in the United States, they have this week said that for the first time they have done a fusion reaction which has produced more energy coming out of it than went into the process.
So what's stopping them from just doing hundreds upon thousands of these events, these reactions, and therefore creating infinite energy? I don't understand.
Because it's very energy intensive.
Right.
But it's going to get better. Because the only.
But I mean, what kind of quantity of power? How do they actually do it?
What they do is they bombard a tiny element with a laser, like the world's most powerful lasers.
Right.
And it's like almost like a little mini sun. It's very green energy. That's the thing you have to remember about it. There's no byproducts whatsoever. It's just involves water. Like you could use
But
water.
how much are they actually producing from these tiny suns? How much can they power 100 toasters? What's the level of energy being produced? Is it the equivalent of a cannonball dropping on a tortoise? Norway spontaneously combusting?
I just think it's tiny. I don't think it's.
So it's a tiny amount. I mean, it's not even a big amount. It's like the equivalent amount of energy produced by the friction of two dogs shagging. It's a tiny, tiny amount of power.
No, but I'm not a nuclear physicist. I mean, I don't understand.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand exactly what's occurring.
No.
But it's very exciting because they perfect cold fusion, i.e. fusion at room temperature, without having to bombard it with lasers, and they can implode a little tiny bunch of atoms and to make them join together and produce. Then we'd have free worldwide energy.
I don't understand though. If even a small sun, how big is a sun? How big is the sun they've created?
Oh, I think it's tiny.
Is it literally small? It's like a proton.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking quite small.
Well, why don't they try and make a bigger one? Why don't they try and make a sun the size of a golf ball, or a sun the size of a hippopotamus, or a sun the size of what's bigger than a hippopotamus, Chris? I can't think of a single thing. Exactly.
A fat hippopotamus.
A fat hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why don't they try
to create another sun?
Why don't they create a sun that is only slightly smaller than the current sun?
Yeah.
And then just drain it of its energy to create endless energy for our world. Why can't we do that? Why are they just building suns the size of protons? What are they idiots?
I guess they don't have ambition like you, Kelvin.
Where do you keep a sun? Where do you keep a sun? Do they have a fridge?
Well, I assume they don't have much control over it.
No.
I can't imagine you have much. So, for all I know, it's currently flying around somewhere, this mini sun.
Right.
Causing chaos.
Like a bee.
Like a little bee, or like Flubber.
Yeah.
Flubber with...
I've seen Flubber, yeah.
Just firing around constantly.
Bouncing around.
Yeah. That's pretty dangerous. I'm sorry,
I think it's becoming increasingly clear why they've not created a bigger sun.
More wind farms.
Right, okay, so that's that topic. Next topic.
Do you like magic?
Is that your topic?
Yeah.
Is that the next topic?
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you like magic?
What do you... real magic? What do you mean by magic? What do you mean
Well,
by that?
I don't mean Harry Potter, do I?
No, what do you mean? Do you mean magic? Magic? Magic doesn't exist. What do you mean by magic?
You know what I mean? Paul Daniels.
Right, you mean magicians.
You mean magic and magicians.
You don't mean magic, because magic is actual magic. Magic is magic. Magic is being able to shoot flames. Magic is being able to fly.
No, that's
you
fiction.
Don't mean... No, it's fiction, but magic is fiction. Magic is being able to pull an actual rabbit through a portal... in a hat.
No!
As opposed to having a rabbit concealed in a section of a hat, which is a trick. Do you see what I mean? It is a trick. It's a magic...
I do, but it's a magic trick.
Yes, it's more trick than magic, though. Do you see?
No.
Magic, by its definition... Well, my definition,
Sure.
Which is the only definition that truly matters in this
So
discussion.
Darren Brown's a magician?
No, Darren Brown he's not even a trickster. Because he doesn't really... A lot of his stuff isn't even illusions. A lot of it is just outright lying and camera tricks.
Yeah.
That's a separate thing. There are 3 tiers of magic. There is magic, no qualifiers, magic. Gandalf is a magician. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. He's not a magician.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
He's
we'll
a
come
wizard.
back to that.
Harry Potter's a wizard. He's not a magician.
Right, there are 3 tiers. There are people who can do magic. They can
Paul
summon...
Daniels.
They can... No, stop saying that. You're annoying me now. 3 tiers, Crease. There are 3 tiers. People like Gandalf are actually
Wizards.
magic, are actually magical. They have the ability to summon things, to shoot bolts of lightning from their fingers, to do things which are utterly impossible in anything but fiction. That is magic. Then we have the second tier. The second
What's that
tier
called?
is magic tricks. They are things which appear to be magic, but are just tricks.
But that's the nature of magic.
No,
magic doesn't exist.
Because magic doesn't exist, but that is nonetheless...
But that's the nature...
No.
We still have to have a word for that.
Yes, but that is a magic... Yes, those 2 words are magic tricks. Second tier. The third tier, Crease, are people like Derren Brown, where he claims that he's imprinted a certain idea in a person's mind and then they act it out at a later stage or whatever. That is an outright lie. That's not even magic, Crease. It's an outright lie. It's not real. It's totally faked. It's total bullshit. So that's third tier magic, which is lying.
But it is magic.
It's not magic, and it's not even a magic trick. It's just an outright lie about what we at the audience are seeing. It's a camera trick, or it's a lie about what he's done.
So I can claim that Paul Daniels is a magician. Who does magic tricks. Has to qualify as magic tricks.
Okay, yes, you can say that. That's correct.
But he's a magician.
He's a magician who does magic tricks. He's a trickster. I don't like magic because to say he's a magician makes him sound, Gandalf is a magician.
No, he's not. He's a wizard.
K-Mac, the Magic Cooper from Mario.
He's a wizard.
No, he's not. He's a magician. He even has the blue hat and the blue cloak like a magician.
Like a wizard?
Like a magician. Magicians wear blue cloaks and pointy blue hats.
He has got a magic wand, which isn't magic.
That's interesting. Now, does somebody who has a magic wand, a tool of magic... Because he's not a magician, really, is he?
Well, the Hammer Brothers were only Hammer Brothers because they carried hammers.
That's true, and without his wand, would he have any magic?
Without the hammers, he's just a brother.
He could fly on a broom, and he didn't have to use a wand or anything like that. Yeah, he's magic. So, yeah, K-Mac the Magic Cooper, first tier.
Paul Zennon,
second tier.
Second tier?
Second tier. Well, I don't think he does, but I don't know. Assuming he doesn't do camera tricks or lie about what he's doing in the kind of the sense that I mean.
Jesus of Nazareth.
First tier.
Really?
First tier.
Because that's interesting.
No, you're right.
Interesting.
If there was genuinely a real guy who those...
That's why I didn't say Jesus Christ, I said Jesus of Nazareth.
Jesus of Nazareth, if we're talking about the real historical figure, if indeed that really is such a thing, I don't know. People say there was. I don't know if that's true. I think that's just something that Christians say so that it adds something to their argument. But, all right. Jesus of Nazareth would have been third tier. He would have been third because he's a liar, he's a faker, he's a fraud. He's a fraud, so he's third tier.
Third tier.
So Paul
Zennon,
but the biblical figure Jesus, first tier.
Right.
Actually magic.
So, either way, Paul Zennon is in between Jesus Christ in one of the iterations of him.
That's true, yeah. Paul Zennon is between
He's either more impressive than Jesus Christ or less impressive than Jesus Christ.
That's right, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true, Crease.
But magic tricks, by its very thing, they just
highlights, if it's a trick, highlights is an honest description of what they're doing.
No, but they're claiming it's magic, though. Magic is something, but magic is something which resembles magic.
Yes, which resemble magic, and magic is something which is something which only wizards and sorcerers can do, i.e. no one in the real world can do it. Do you see what I'm saying, Crease? Do you see what I'm saying? I want you to just think what I'm saying here.
But I don't know
it's
if I agree with you.
It's important that people understand the tier system. The tier system. It's important that people understand the tier system. Next topic.
Crease's hypotheticals. So you wake up tomorrow, and you get up, and you go to work, right? You go to work, if you say, I'll just text Crease, and tell him about a funny thing that happened today in work. So you write the text out, and you go to your contacts, you scroll down, there's no Crease mob in your contacts. I must have deleted the number by mistake. Never mind, I'll catch him on Skype later, right? So you come home, you go onto Skype, I'm not on Skype, right? Maybe I'll Facebook him. He goes to Facebook. No Facebook. No Facebook page, right, okay? Yeah, that's a bit strange, right? But I can live with it, okay, that's fair. Maybe he's gone dark, as it were, he maybe doesn't want to go on any of these things, he gets hassled or whatever. So you ring my landline number, right? And the person picks up, hello? And you say, hi, is Crease there, please? And he goes, no, mate, I think you got the wrong number. And you say, no, I've got the right number. No Crease here, mate. Hangs up on you, right?
Right.
So you're like, okay, this is getting very strange, okay. Just then you glance over to your wall at this, where there's pictures of you and me, out on nights out, you and me beaming and stuff like that. But you notice that in every picture, which are exactly as you remember them, there's a picture of you and it was a picture of previously me with you, with just another random friend, okay? Just a random friend, and each one doing the same pose as me, but a completely different friend.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
What would you do?
Well, I mean, I'd assume I'd gone mad.
Really? Just from that?
Well, what? I mean, what? There's not really any other explanation, is there? If I believe that you... If I suddenly discover that you don't exist...
Well, hang on, we haven't got to that yet.
Well, that is basically what you're asking me.
It is, but there's going to be more exposition.
Well...
What if everyone around me didn't know? So you know what I mean? Like, so all of our friends, our mutual friends, you knew them through some weird connection that you'd never...
So they don't know me anymore, or they don't know... They've never heard of you.
They've never heard of me.
Right, so
they know you,
me,
and they're like, oh yeah, and you're like, well, we know each other through Crease. You're like, no, we met in the pub about 4... And you have a vague memory that you did perhaps meet them in a pub.
So I know I'm having memories, false memories.
Well, you suddenly think, yeah, maybe we did. You know what I mean? You can't quite remember. You remember me introducing you to them quite clearly.
Right.
But then you also have a vague memory of perhaps meeting them in a pub once and saying hello. But you can't remember whether that was when you met them or whether that was...
Just another time we've met.
Yeah, another time you met.
We got together.
Yeah.
Right.
You drive to my house, knock on the door, the big burly Scotsman's like, oh, you rang me early on. What the fuck are you doing now? You know.
Okay.
But my house is exactly as you remember it.
I was going to say...
The inside is exactly as you remember it.
Right.
Nothing. You come back to your flat, you open your doors, you have 100 times before, and on the floor inside the door of your flat is a hastily scrawled note in my handwriting that just says help.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Literally in rushed handwriting, help.
And everybody denies you exist.
Everybody denies I exist.
Even your family. If I call your family, what do they...
There's no family there.
There's no family there.
There's different family.
Different family.
Scottish family. Will you stop ringing up members of our family?
This is help. I mean...
For all you know, you're quite mad. You may have scrawled it.
I was going to say, I mean, oh, God, I don't know.
What about
if it says help, I mean, I might think everyone's lying to me.
Yeah, of course. What if you found something that was proof that I existed? A photo in a thing that they couldn't have found. It was like it was stuck to the bottom of one of your cabinets.
Well, ultimately, what could I do? Let's say I do find a photograph. Let's say I do find a photograph of you. What do I do with that information? I can't go to anyone because everybody else denies it and is clearly telling me otherwise. What can I do with that information? Nothing. I can do fuck all is the answer. Fuck all. That's my answer. I can do nothing.
Leave me?
Well, what do you mean leave you where? I don't know where you are. I have no address. I have no details. I have
You can investigate.
Investigate? What am I? Fucking Sherlock Holmes? What do you mean investigate?
No, but you could sit in a car outside my old house,
Right.
and then at 9 o'clock, you know, a van pulls up, opens up, and the family that are living in it climbs into the back of the van,
Okay,
lock
fine.
up the car, and then drive off.
Right, okay, so let's say
Every
that
night,
happens.
you do this for like a week.
Okay,
Every
fine.
night, the family get in a van and drive off.
Fine.
What do I do? What would you do with that? You wouldn't record it and say, "Look, this is."
I might record it. Yeah, I'd probably try and film it, or I'd try and
I need you to find me, Kelvin. I'm in mortal fucking peril.
I know, but I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective, though. That's the
No,
problem.
but I love the idea that your laziness, literally through laziness, you'll let me be tortured to death because you're like, well,
wait a second. There was no discussion of torture. I have to say, even if you were being... But do you not see, Chris, even if I was sent a video of you being tortured, just having that information does not help us. It does not help me to know that you have been kidnapped. It does not help me because nobody is accepting that fact because everybody claims you are... You know, you don't exist. So I can't go to the police. I can't go to anybody.
But what I'm saying is that so you'd be happy to just carry on as if nothing had happened and I've been disappeared.
All right, I might try.
Rather than actually make a conscious effort to actually seek me out.
Tell me what you would do. Swap it round.
I would find you. And you know what? After fucking 3 weeks of torture, you'd be glad I bust down that door, shot the guys holding you, and came back out and said, now we can be friends again, Kelvin. You'd be grateful for that.
That's what you'd say, is it?
Yeah.
Now we can be friends again, Kelvin.
There you are.
Excellent. Well, it's nice to have you on my team.
It's better than you just fucking leaving me and going, oh, Crease has gone. Oh, I wonder if there's anything good on Doctor Who this week. 11 years... And you fucking abandoned me.
I wouldn't abandon it. I wouldn't be
Of course you would!
Well, I haven't got an option. I wouldn't know how to find you. I'm not a detective, Chris. I'm willing to say, you know what? I'm not happy about Crease being kidnapped and possibly tortured, but I'm not willing to become a monster in order to save him
What
from
if
other
a friend
monsters.
came up to you, a mutual friend of ours came up to you and went, literally, like really quietly, they gave you a hug, they saw you, hadn't seen you in ages, they gave you a hug in the street and went, hiya, Kelv, how are you? And as they're hugging you, they whisper in your ear, I have information about Crease.
And give me an address. That's now.
Meet me
Yeah.
in Glasgow in 2 days.
Well, no, I was just about to say. I mean, I have to say, the only situation in which I would try and save you in that, I mean, beyond like a bit of basic investigation, is if somebody did give me an address. Somebody came up to me in the street, and as they walked past, they said, 14 Crompton Road, Macclesfield, and that was it. And then they were gone.
Right.
And I went to that address.
You check 14 Crompton Road.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah. And I go to that address, and I might try and break you out. But I mean, even then, I probably.
If you went there, there was a guard on the door with a gun.
Oh no!
You'd leave me.
Fuck you. No,
honestly,
I'd leave you. No, I'd leave you in that case.
What about there's a sleeping guard on the door with a gun?
Even if I can
a sleeping guard.
Even if I could hear screaming coming from inside, and I can hear you in absolute agony inside, and there's a sleeping guard on the door with a gun. No, I wouldn't risk it.
You just go back and eat some Rice Krispies.
I don't want to be shot, Crease. I want to help you, but I don't want to risk my life in doing that. If there was no guard on the door was open, it wasn't locked.
And I was just sat there.
And you were just sat there.
Saying, thank God you found me, I was lost.
I'm a bit lost, Kelvin. You weren't even tied to a chair. I would quite happily tell you to get a move on. I would quite happily go in,
What are the level of people guarding me that you would actually take on?
One guard.
One guard
armed
to the teeth.
If I looked through a window, there was one guard and he was asleep and the gun was on the floor in front of him and I thought I could get there before he got to it, I might try and save
you grab the gun, he gets up and he says, I can't let you take him, and starts walking towards you.
I might shoot him. Or
really?
I might shoot him in the leg. I like to think I'd shoot him in the leg or something rather than killing him. But yeah, I'd probably have to.
You'd shoot a man in the leg for me?
Well, I'd have to, really, because, I'd save myself. I'm saving myself.
Oh, you'd run out then? I'm still saving the leg. You'd shoot the guy in the leg, then you'd run out and leave me there. Sorry, Crease, I tried!
No, but I would be willing to shoot him to save myself. I wouldn't be trying to save you. You're obsessed with the idea that I should be trying to prioritise saving you. But my first priority is myself, and my second is you. So if I can save you without harming me, fine. But if it risks me in a significant way, no.
No. Thanks, Kelv. There we go.
Right, that's us done. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. I think that's us sorted, isn't it? That's
all done.
More topics, yeah.
No more topics.
Okay, then. Well, thank you very much. And usual sort of social media bump at the end here. We are Radioface Comedy. That is Radioface Comedy on Twitter, on YouTube, where we put up videos and clips and audio files and all sorts of stuff. Facebook, basically all the things you can find us is Radioface Comedy. And that's it. So thanks again for listening. And until next time, bye-bye.